Well, here we are, everybody. Riverdale Season 3 has finally come to an end. And I think the best way to summarize everything would be... What? But seriously, the entire show, but Season 3 especially, has been so over the top, so nonsensical. I'm actually kind of impressed. But anyway, for one last time, at least until next October or whatever, let's break it all down character by character and try and figure out what the yuck is happening. So first off, let's talk about Jughead. Jughead is trying to figure out who sent Betty that letter at prom. Now, ultimately, this leads him to Joaquin's little brother, who sends his little Cub Scout gargoyle gang to attack Jughead. Now, Jughead manages to escape into the secret bunker, and you'll never guess who he finds there.
Hellcaster.
Princess Etheline.
Help me, Jughead Jones. You're my only hope.
Okay, Riverdale. Just gonna leave that right there, huh? But anyway, turns out Ethel was the one who sent the letter to Betty because she still follows the Gargoyle King even after the whole Griffin Queen thing we had before.
The Gargoyle King, I'm terrified he's gonna kill me for failing my mission.
I thought you quit G&G after Betty saved you from the Sisters of Quiet Mercy.
She saved me from the Sisters' false king. When I came back to him, he put me in charge of his lost boys.
That Lord of the Flies gang that just chased me through the woods with spears?
You know, I feel like this line right here is probably the best way to describe Riverdale at this point. Like someone who's never seen the show before comes up to you and says, "Hey, you watch Riverdale, right? What's that show about?"
Lord of the Flies gang chases Jughead through the woods with spears.
I don't get it.
None of us do.
After this, Jughead saves Ethel, and she finally tells him who the Gargoyle King really is.
Jug.
Betty, are you ready to hear the craziest thing ever?
Well, I think I might have you beat on that one.
According to Ethel, Jason Blossom is the Gargoyle King.
Now, can we just take it back a second here? This is how Ethel describes the Gargoyle King.
He's beautiful. Despite it all, I love him.
Now, just remember that she said this, okay? Just keep it in the back of your head. Anyway, moving on, let's talk about Betty. So Betty is now living at the farm because her dad is on the loose and she has nowhere else to go. Out of nowhere, her mom and sister sit her down and decide to share this little bit of information.
When you were 8, you spent some time in the hospital after you fell off your bike and got a concussion. While you were there, the doctors ran a bunch of tests, and they discovered that you have the MAOA and the CDH13 genes, which are commonly called
the serial killer genes.
You know, Riverdale, I gotta hand it to you, okay? Just when I think I know where things are going, you pull out something like this. I mean, Riverdale's like the Mary Poppins handbag of TV shows. So Edgar offers to help Betty by hypnotizing her. But Betty puts wax in her ears and finds out that it's all just one big trick. After she figures all this out, Betty tries to tell Kevin and Cheryl and all the other kids, and that's when things start getting real weird.
Fangs had a minor procedure done. For me, the tenderness in my back only lasted a few days, but it was so worth it.
Oh my God, Kevin. It's just part of Edgar's methods. He transforms our emotional pain into physical pain.
You know, it sure was a good thing I'm not at the farm, or Edgar over here would really have his hands full. All right, Alex, I've turned all your emotional pain into a physical manifestation. How are you feeling now?
Oh, I'm feeling great.
But yeah, so after some back and forth, we learned that the farm is actually harvesting kids' organs and presumably selling them. So yeah, the whole like truth about the farm thing or whatever, like it's pretty weird. Or I believe the technical term would be...
Now you just sound cuckoo pants.
But like honestly though, at least in my opinion, this is one of the more believable and less absurd twists we've gotten in this show. I mean, we got Betty's dad being the Black Hood or Cheryl's dad having a secret twin. Remember that whole thing? Like these were so utterly nonsensical and had no logical reason for happening. I mean, it was just like plot twists falling out of the sky. But with the farm, the whole point was that something weird is going on behind the scenes. And now that we know what that is, I feel like it's not really that far-fetched or like out of the realm of possibility. I mean, it's weird for sure, but it actually fits pretty well into the story they were telling, so I don't really think it's that bad. Anyway, after this, Betty gets caught and is forced to undergo her own medical procedure.
They're gonna come for me. Jughead and his dad.
Nurse, can we please prepare Betty for her procedure?
But for now, let's move on to Veronica and Archie. So season 3 started out with Archie and Veronica being pretty much front and center, with Archie getting arrested and going to prison and then escaping Veronica's dad by going to Canada and fighting grizzly bears or whatever that was all about. But for the second half of season 3, they more or less just take a backseat to Betty and Jughead. But still, we start off with Veronica's mom playing the circle game for some reason. Not really important to the show or anything, I just thought it was kind of weird. Anyway, Hiram tells everyone he plans to buy the entire town of Riverdale, but Archie and Veronica come up with a plan to stop him once and for all.
I need some strong allies I can trust. Archie Andrews, what a surprise.
I heard you're trying to buy Riverdale, Mr. Lodge.
You know, one of the funniest parts of Riverdale is how it really goes out of its way sometimes to focus on Archie's abs. No matter what the situation or problem is, you better believe Archie's abs are going to be there to save the day. Oh, the power of Archie's abs, there's nothing they can do. Fight for good and stop the bad, that's the power of Archie's abs. Remember that time when Archie's abs fought a grizzly bear? Now he takes his shirt off and there's barely a scar there. Or that time when Archie's abs fought 10 other guys. There's no stopping his abs with that fire in their eyes. Man, if I just had Archie's abs, oh, the things I do. But I don't, and it makes me sad. That's the power of Archie's abs. Archie's abs went back in time to fight the dinosaurs. But they were no match, that's why we don't have them anymore. Or how about that time when Archie's abs stopped a meteor? I don't even know what's real anymore, but anything can happen in season 4. All we need is Archie's abs, and we could save the world. So come and follow me, my lads. Let's go get some Archie abs. Anyway, back to whatever's happening in the show.
I'm sick of you thinking you can control everyone. If I win, you walk away from Riverdale. If you win, the town's yours.
Win what?
A boxing match. Or are you too weak after being shot? Everyone is saying that you've gone soft.
There is nothing soft about me.
Nothing soft about me? You know, maybe that's not the best thing to say when a high school kid walks into a steam room. So basically the plan is to have Veronica trick her dad into doing some illegal gambling so the FBI can catch him in the act.
People are betting on this?
I've already gotten calls. The underworld's abuzz asking if I'm taking bets at Le Bon Nuit. Obviously, I don't want any part of it.
Whoa, wait, you said no? You can make some money off this.
And that's when we get the big fight we've all been waiting for. We got Archie, who's been training and boxing all season, versus Hiram, a middle-aged man who sits in his office drinking bourbon all day. Let me tell you, fight of the century. Anyway, so they box each other and things aren't looking so good for Archie. But then, just in the nick of time...
I beat you. I'm a better man.
No.
Hiram Lodge. It is with great pleasure that I say you're under arrest.
And of course, we all know that he's gonna stay in jail forever and not plan some kind of revenge scheme or anything, okay? Totally not gonna happen, guys. Don't even worry about it. Now, this takes us into the season 3 finale. So out of the blue, all the characters get special invitations sent to their houses, and turns out they're from Cheryl's mom, who takes them to the Blossom Hunting Lodge in the middle of nowhere that no one knew about until right this moment. Now, first of all, turns out Betty's totally fine, and also the Black Hood and Gargoyle King show up. And here is where we finally learn who the Gargoyle King really is.
Wait, King, before you do, care to take a stab?
Whoever is underneath that mask must have had a connection to Hal and to you, Penelope. But it's not Jason because he's dead. The one corpse that hasn't been accounted for.
Wow. But remember back when Ethel said this?
He's beautiful.
And now it turns out to be Chick? I mean, sure, everyone's got their type or whatever, but I mean, are you doing okay, Ethel? Anyway, so this whole scene here is where we get the answers to the Gargoyle King and the G&G and all that stuff. So let me try and explain it to you. Cheryl's mom was an orphan and was sold to the Blossoms to be married to Cheryl's dad. She wanted to get revenge on the entire town of Riverdale after Jason was killed. So she worked with Betty's dad, who captured Chick after he ran away and made him work as a second Black Hood. But then Betty's dad got caught, and so Cheryl's mom took Chick and dyed his hair red and pretended that he was her dead son this whole time. She made him dress up like the Gargoyle King to help her brainwash and murder everyone else's kids so they would know what it was like to lose a child like she did. The rest of the finale has our 4 main characters going through one last series of G&G quests, because of course they do. First, Archie fights some random dude dressed kinda like a grizzly bear, and then they play Spin the Bottle, and Jughead fights Chick. But at the end, things get really serious.
You know how this has to end. You have to kill me, Betty. That's your heart. That's your truth.
Yeah, so Betty's supposed to kill her dad, but she only shoots off his fingers. Then Cheryl's mom just kind of walks up and takes him out right there. You know, this show goes from like 0 to 100 real quick sometimes. So after this, Cheryl's mom sends all the rest of the gargoyles to kill everyone. But right at the last second, Cheryl and Tony show up, like Game of Thrones or something.
Hey, cover!
After this is all over, all the characters hurry back to the farm to save everyone. But when they get there, this is what they see.
Kevin.
They left me. I wanted to go, but they said that someone had to stay behind to explain what happened.
Which he then proceeds to not do whatsoever. Like seriously, he literally tells us nothing about what happened. Now finally, everything calms down. The Black Hood is dead, the Gargoyle King, aka Chick, was arrested, Cheryl's mom got away, apparently, so yippee for that. But remember back when I said the farm plot twist reveal thing was actually not that bad? Well, don't worry everybody, okay? We got a good old-fashioned Riverdale, coming right up. At some point later in time, Betty gets a visit from an FBI agent, and then we get this.
My team's been investigating Edgar Evernever for quite some time now.
We had someone on the inside, someone tasked with getting close to Edgar, gathering intel. Your mother, she's working with us.
That's right, kids. All your emotional investment was for nothing. But wait, there's more. Right after this, we get an even bigger reveal that no one saw coming because it makes no sense.
Do I know you?
As a matter of fact, yes. It's no coincidence that your mother and I found each other. You see, I'm Charles, your brother.
So, the guy who we thought was dead, because we were told he was dead multiple times, well, it turns out he was alive, and he's actually a secret FBI dude. He hired his own mom to join the farm and discovered his secrets. It was all a trick. Don't you all look like a bunch of dumbs? Anyway, they all decide that maybe, just maybe, for once, they should just try and be regular high school kids, you know? Remember those days? Yeah, me neither. Now, at the very end, we get two little stingers, I guess you could say. First, we have Hiram.
Veronica, you don't even know what's coming me up.
Oh boy, I don't know about you, but I love it when TV shows recycle the same villain and the same story beats over and over again. Haha, my favorite. But then, at the very, very end, we get this.
To the future.
We never speak of this, ever. We finish our senior year, we graduate, and we'll go our separate ways. That is the only way that we won't get caught.
What? And that's where season 3 ends. So we've had quite the roller coaster this season, from fighting grizzly bears to secret dark Bettys to musical episodes. I mean, it's been quite the ride. Now, I knew this wasn't gonna happen, but being the season finale, I was still holding on to this hope that we were finally gonna get something definitive, but like almost nothing was actually wrapped up, and we're just left with more questions and fewer brain cells. Like, we learned who the Gargoyle King was and everything about Cheryl's mom, but she gets away, and Chick is in prison, I guess, but so is Hiram, and we know that he's coming back with something big, and everyone at the farm just magically vanished, so like nothing's actually been resolved, and all the answers we got took us nowhere, which I knew was gonna happen, okay? But like, I don't know, I guess I was just hoping for a miracle.